welcome. For this practice, I invite you to grab 2 different props. So you're for sure going to need either a yoga block or something similar like a thicker book, or maybe a couple stacks of books, just so you can kind of get a similar thickness here. We're definitely going to use this towards the end. And then I would also grab, just in case, a blanket as well, just any blanket you have laying around. You may or may not use it, but just in case, it's handy to have. So go ahead and grab those props. And while you're doing that, for today's practice, I'm going to move these aside just while we're starting here. For today's practice, we are going to do what we call a yang to yin flow. So all that means is that the first half of this practice, we are going to be moving and flowing a little bit faster, getting that energy up. Any anxiety, stress that you have hanging out in your body, that's a really great way to kind of get that energy up and out and kind of release it. And then the last half of the practice, we're going to wind it all down and trying to bring a little bit more groundedness, centeredness, presentness to your body, and give you the opportunity to just be and let all of that energy just kind of evaporate away. Or that's the hope anyway. So either way, if you are feeling anxious, stressed, chaotic, whatever it is, this is a great practice to just work through that, get that out, and bring you back to a little bit more state of equilibrium. So that being said, wherever you're at, we are actually going to start standing. And if you're on a mat, you can go ahead and come closer to the front of your mat and go ahead and start with either your, actually let's do this. Go ahead and start with your feet a little bit wider apart. So a little bit, maybe as wide as your mat. That may not feel super supportive. For me, I like to have them sort of somewhere in the middle there. So just any sort of supportive stance where your feet are wider apart so you can really ground down through all 4 corners of your feet here. And as you settle into this mountain shape, go ahead and let your shoulders be heavy. Your arms are heavy by your sides. Option to close your eyes down here just for a brief moment before we start moving, or you can just have a soft gaze down at the floor in front of you. And just notice right away where your mind wanders. Where do your thoughts start to go when you're coming into a little bit of stillness here? Where is the anxiety? What is the anxiety telling you? Maybe you're feeling a little bit out of control, a little bit chaotic, or maybe a lot. Just notice. There's no judgments. There's no expectations of change. There's nothing to do here. You are simply just noticing your thoughts, noticing how you're feeling. And then I invite you to just set a quick intention for your practice. So maybe it's just releasing stress. Maybe there's something really specific that you want to focus on, something that you want to let go of. Start to deepen your breath just a little bit. So being a little bit more intentional with your inhales and your exhales. Maybe you start to move a little bit here. So for me, I'm finding rocking side to side feels nice. Maybe you want to move to the side, let your arms sort of rock from side to side. Just notice what feels good here. A couple more rounds of breath wherever you're at. Alrighty. So go ahead and just keep your feet as they are if that feels comfortable and supportive. And go ahead and come to stillness in the very center here. And on an inhale, start to sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. Maybe your palms touch, maybe not. Exhale, we're going to dive it down to our first forward fold. And when you arrive, be sure to plant the palms of your hands fully on your mat here or on the floor wherever you're at. Even if that means you have to bend your knees a lot, that's okay. You really want to find some grounding here in your hands. Let your head and neck be nice and heavy. Maybe shake your head yes and no. Try to completely release the back of your neck here. An option, you can keep your palms grounded, or just for a little bit, maybe you grab opposite elbows
An option to start to rock side to side. So if it feels really nice to be in stillness, you're welcome to stay. If it feels nicer to bring some movement into your body, that's an option. Just a couple more rounds. Maybe it feels good to kind of rock up and down, rock side to side, or let your arms hang loose. No right or wrongs here. Just a few more rounds of breath, whatever you're choosing to take here. You can bend through one knee and then the other. And then go ahead and come back to center. Again, you're regrounding the palms of your hands. And on an inhale, take a halfway lift. So inhale, lengthen your spine. Look just slightly up in front of you. Exhale to fold back down, round through your spine. The crown of your head goes towards the floor. Again, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Keep those palms grounded. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. This time, bend your knees a lot if they're not already. Slowly start to inhale back to standing, back to that mountain. And as you go, reach those arms all the way up towards the sky. Again, maybe palms touch, maybe not. Exhale, dive it straight back down to your forward fold. Plant your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, rise to mountain, then sweep those arms all the way up as you go. Exhale, straight back down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. A couple more. Inhale, rise to mountain, maybe a little bit faster. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, rise to mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Awesome. Inhale, rise to mountain. Sweep those arms all the way up. This time on your exhale, cactus your arms. So you're bending your elbows, really opening up through your chest. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Notice what this opposite motion feels like in your body to really open up through your chest, your heart space. 1 or 2 more rounds. And then on your next inhale, make sure your feet are nice and grounded. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Plant those hands. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, exhale, step your feet back straight into a tabletop shape here and start to rock your hips side to side right away. And then option to move into some hip circles. Again, you're continuing to breathe. If you're taking hip circles, go ahead and take it the other direction. Notice your spine here. Notice your hips. Maybe get into your neck a little bit. Couple more rounds just with whatever you're taking here. And then inhale. Go ahead and neutralize your spine. Come back to stillness. Exhale, push it back to child shape. We're not here for long. Go ahead and inhale straight back into your tabletop. This time on an exhale, drop your pelvis, drop your belly. Your chest comes through your arms and really push the ground away with the palms of your hands. So again, you're still finding that groundedness in your hands. If this does not feel good in your lower back, you can always bring your feet a little bit wider apart. That'll just create a little bit more space in your back here. A couple more rounds. Option to keep your head and neck neutral or let it fall back. Inhale. On your next exhale, push it all the way back to child. Again, not here for long. Inhale. Round up into tabletop. All the way through, drop your pelvis, pull your chest through your arms, exhale. 1 or 2 more rounds here. And we're gonna take this into a flow. So inhale, exhale, push it back. A few more rounds, inhale all the way forward. Exhale all the way back. Inhale forward. If coming all the way forward is not okay for you, you can just come into tabletop and then take it straight back to child's pose. Option to incorporate some hip circles, maybe circling your hips on the way up and on the way back. Couple more rounds. You can even take a figure 8 with your hips. 2 or 3 more rounds wherever you're at here. Feeling that energy kind of move through your body, releasing it, letting it go with each exhale. And then whenever you are back in a tabletop, go ahead and stay there. We're going to take a little bit of, we're going to take a round of crescent lunges, and then we're going to slow everything down a little bit. So keep the palms of your hands grounded. Keep your left knee grounded. On an inhale, pull your right knee towards your chest. Really round through your spine as close as you can get that knee towards your nose. Maybe another breath, and then on an exhale, plant that foot in the very center of your mat, and then walk it up between your hands. And then let your hips ground down. So your knee is about over your ankle here. Palms of your hands are still grounded. If you want to stay here, that's fine. If you want to take it a step further, on an inhale, push the ground away. Sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, settle in here. So you're getting into a really deep hip stretch here. Option to keep your arms up or cactus them. Open them up to the sides. 2 or 3 more rounds of breath wherever you're at. On your next exhale, your next inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. And this time on your exhale, plant those hands. Take your right leg back to meet your left, tabletop. Maybe rock those hips side to side. I'm going to take that all to the other side. So when you're ready, again, push the ground away with the palms of your hands. Your right knee this time is nice and grounded. Inhale, pull your left knee towards your chest. Exhale, round through your spine. See how close you can get your knee towards your nose. And then when you're ready on an exhale, plant your left foot again in the middle of your mat. Walk it somewhere between your hands. And let your hips ground down, or let them just kind of sink down until your left knee is somewhat over your left ankle. Same option, you can stay here for a couple rounds of breath, or inhale, push the ground away, reach your arms all the way up, exhale, settle in here, or cactus those arms. Couple rounds of breath wherever you're landing. Feel that deep stretch, that deep release in your hips. Awesome. On an inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, plant the palms of your hands. Step your left foot back to meet your right, back into tabletop. Couple more hip rocks. Option to take a few cat-cows here. So if you would like, on an inhale, drop your belly. Gaze goes in front of you or up towards the sky. Exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest. A few more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe a couple more. You're just using this opportunity to bring down your heart rate a little bit more. Slow down the rhythm of your breathing. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and push it back to a child shape. But instead of having your arms out front, option to bring them down by your side. So you're almost wrapping yourself in this little cocoon, and your forehead, if you can, plant it down on your mat. Always an option to grab a blanket and place it between your forehead and the floor if it's not quite touching. For me, my arms are by my sides. I'm grabbing the outsides of my feet. That just feels really nice. For you, maybe your arms are just heavy on the floor. And an option, maybe you can take a little forehead massage, rock side to side. Again, continue to breathe here. Continue to deepen your breath. Maybe you feel the beating of your heart here. Maybe it's resting on top of your legs. What does it feel like? I know mine is beating a little bit faster than usual. So maybe be intentional with these next few rounds of breath. Slow down your breath, deepen, lengthen your inhales and exhales. Let your heart, your body know that you're winding down. 2 or 3 more rounds of breath. And then if your arms are by your sides, go ahead and lengthen them back out in front of you. So your forearms and the palms of your hands are grounded again. And start to slowly walk them forward until your hips are about over your knees. So this may feel like a really big stretch in your shoulders, in your upper back. We're not here for long, so as much as you can you let your heart, your chest melt a little bit more towards the floor, towards the earth? What does it feel like to completely let your breath go here? So you're inhaling, filling up your lungs, and you're exhaling, letting everything go through your breath. Take that a couple more rounds. Last one here, inhale. Side out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alrighty, start to walk yourself up into a tabletop. We're just transitioning. Whew. Alrighty, we're gonna transition to laying on our backs. And as you go, make sure that you have your props next to you so that you can grab them. You're gonna want that yoga block or that book, and then a blanket just in case. So make sure you have those right next to you, accessible. And we'll make our way to our backs. Okay, and as you land on your back, go ahead and plant your feet about hips width distance apart here. And you want your whole back body to be nice and grounded. So the back of your head, backs of your shoulders, all the way down into the bottoms of your feet. And you're gonna go ahead and we're moving into what we call a supported bridge. So you wanna grab that block, those books, whatever you have. This is going to be a support for your lower back. So go ahead and grab that. If you're using books or if it feels like it might dig into your lower back, because that's where we're gonna place it, always the option to grab a blanket and place it over. So I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. So this is what we're leading into. So you're gonna lift your hips just enough so you can slide whatever it is you have underneath. You want it to be just underneath your hips here. So you don't want it to be too high or too low. Just sort of in the center there, something that feels nice and supportive. And the great thing about a block or a book is you can always make this a little bit more intense. So you can change the height of it if you want. If you have books, you can play with different heights of books. It's really all up to you what kind of a sensation you feel like you need here. I'm gonna leave mine here. And then again, if you feel like that's digging into you or it's not super supportive, you can always grab a blanket and sort of wrap it around over top, and that's gonna kind of help to pad that area a little bit more. I'm gonna ditch my blanket because that doesn't feel super comfortable for me today. So I'm just gonna let my whole body rest comfortably here, or as comfortable as I can get over top of that block on the ground.
And you may hear my dogs barking a little bit in the background. That is just life, and I cannot control that, so we're just gonna roll with it. If you feel like, if your feet are still planted here and you feel like you're having to really hold your legs up, always the option to bring your feet a little bit wider, maybe as wide as your mat, so that your knees just gently fall in together. And that may feel really nice. Other option, you can always straighten your legs out in front of you. So for some people that feels super nice. For some people that feels like a lot of strain on their lower back. So there's no right and wrong here of how to place your legs. Just all dependent on what your body needs today, how you're feeling. Option to close your eyes down. You can have your hands on your belly like I have here, or just have them resting gently by your sides. Now we're going to be here for just a minute or two longer. And as we're settling in, I'm going to guide you through some breath work. It's very simple. Take it to whatever extent you're able to take it to. So what we're going to do is we're going to, on each inhale, we're going to inhale deeply through your nose to a count of 4. So we're inhaling to a count of 4. And then you're exhaling to either a count of 6 or 8. So 6 may be like you can barely do that long, or maybe you feel like you need to exhale for a little bit longer and you could exhale for a count of 8. So I'm going to cue inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 8. But again, exhale to whatever pace you feel like your body can do. You just want your exhales to be slightly longer than your inhales. This is going to further help release anxiety, stress, tension in your body. So go ahead and wherever you're at, go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth, let it go. This time inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let all that go. Return to normal breathing rhythm, whatever that is for you. And last option here, if you would like, make sure that that block or whatever you have underneath you is nice and solid. And I like to actually grab the outside of my block so that I feel a little bit more supported. And go ahead and start to bring one knee in towards your chest, and then the other option to just completely ditch that block or that book and just do this straight on the mat. So whatever feels good here. So you're bringing those knees closer to your chest, and then on an inhale, straighten through your legs all the way up to the sky. Exhale, take a few rounds of breath here. Maybe do some ankle circles, maybe point and flex through your toes. I'm going to remove that block. And then I'm going to do that same thing again. Bring my knees in towards my chest. And then this time, wherever you're at, maybe you want to rock side to side here. So I have my knees in towards my chest, my lower back, my whole back actually is flat, grounded on the mat. Oh, it feels really good to rock side to side. Couple more rounds of breath wherever you're at, whatever movement or stretch you're taking here that feels good in your body. And then last set of movements here. Go ahead and if you're with me, let your knees just gently fall to the left. Take a brief supine twist here. 1 or 2 rounds of breath. And whenever you're ready, you can option to hold that longer, or you can inhale your knees back to center. Exhale, drop them to the other side. Opposite twist here. Notice how this feels in your body. And then go ahead when you're ready. Again, inhale your knees back to center. Exhale. You've got 2 options here. If you have some time, I would really encourage you to come into Shavasana. So just let everything go. Your legs, your arms, you're just flat on your back, just sinking in to the ground underneath you a little bit more, grounding down. So that's your first option. If you don't have time or you need to get going, I invite you to roll to one side. Maybe stay here for a breath or 2. Then whenever you're ready, go ahead and slowly and gently push yourself all the way back up. And again, if you're taking that option to lay flat on your back, you can stay exactly where you're at. That's totally fine. We're going to meet in a seat here. You can cross your legs in front of you or whatever seat feels most comfortable. If I can get my mic to cooperate. And as we finish out practice together, wherever you're at, if you're in a seat with me, I invite you to bring your hands to heart center just to acknowledge our time together in this practice. Maybe close those eyes down one final time. And I want to thank you for sharing your time with me in this space, for whatever healing, whatever growth, whatever it is that you are working on in your life right now. Thank yourself for showing up for that and for doing the hard work that it takes to work through all the things that life throws at you, all the unpredictabilities, the things that feel out of your control, whatever it is that you're dealing with. Know that you're resilient, you're growing, you're healing, and wherever you're at, wherever you go the rest of your day, the rest of your week, please know that you are enough, you are worthy, you are valuable. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.